All right, guys, at some point we have to take care of the short game as well. So now we're back around the green and we're coming into a position where I am a lot with my students, and I just figure out that there is mostly just one shot they're going to choose, and it's most likely the most difficult one. So as I mentioned before in my other chipping videos, that you always have three options. You always have three options: high, middle, and low. And I mean, now you can see it better from this side. So now you see I have a slope in front of me and I have a short tucked flag. So the hardest shot, that shot what most golfers actually see, is the high one. You know, you can see and you can watch that shot on TV a lot, but that has different reasons, because if you watch guys on tour, they have super hard greens, they have super thick rough around the green. There you cannot even just chip it up. There you really have to go high. But you know, most likely we have courses where you have just like a first cut around the greens and you can let the ball bump into it and maybe actually roll it up there. So I have three clubs here. I have my 8-iron, I have my sand wedge, and I have my lob wedge. And actually, I'm just gonna show you first, for me, the easiest shot actually. It's the low one with my 8-iron, where I am just pretty much just hit it into the slope. So I choose the ball position on my right side. And so to keep it low, because this is what you really have to guarantee. You know, you have to guarantee that the ball stays low, because if you hit that chip with an 8-iron a little bit higher and you don't catch the slope, the cards are not really well. So, you know, you have to make sure the ball stays low, and you just want to do like a little putt chip and want to bump that ball into the slope. Let's see if I can do that. You know, I might hit it a little bit hard, but on the other hand, now I have like a 3-meter putt and I still can make my par or my birdie, whatever it's for, right? So, and you saw it, it's just a little effort. It's not much effort, just chipping that ball into that slope. Of course, you need to practice that just to get a little feel for that. But other than that, it's super easy. So now we have the middle one. So actually you can do this with a 55 or 56, or also with a gap wedge. I mean, you know, those are my clubs. You can always do it also with different clubs. But now you have to find a landing point pretty much, you know, it's not half-half, but before the green, because once the ball bounces on the green, it will roll. So you have to get a little stop off the slope, but a little bit higher. So I'm still choosing the technique of a chip, of a putt chip. So I don't want to have a lot of effort doing this. So that turned out really nicely. It's just like a meter away from the hole. But you know, this is a thing you really have to practice. You have to look at the target line. You have to look at the target where you really want to have the ball landing, and that you have to adjust to your swing. It's not going automatically. You have to practice that. So I want to call this shot much harder than the one with the low club, with the low ball flight, right? So this is gonna stay the easiest. So now, the toughest, what everybody would like to choose. And you can see me already searching for a good lie. I would never, ever choose a high shot coming out of a bad lie. I know, I mean, I'm here in the shade. I have a lot of dirt bumps here. I have a first cut, but I want to have a good lie of the ball to be actually able to get the ball up in the air and stop quickly. So this actually takes a lot of feel in your hands. It wants to be soft. It wants to have a little bit of spin. So it's a really tough shot. You cannot just chip it up, because the ball will roll a long way. So let's see if I can do this. So now, I mean, I just could manage that shot. I'm not practicing that a lot anymore, but that was with really soft hands. But you know, the ball was rolling out quite a bit, and you know, I'm standing over the ball with not a really good feeling. And you know, this is the least you should do, to execute a shot and standing over the ball by knowing it's not gonna work out well, or out of 10 shots you cannot manage 8 times. You shouldn't choose that kind of shot. So Summing up the whole process of having 3 options around the green, just make up your mind. You know, you have those slopes and they are a big help sometimes. They're not an enemy you always have to cross over. You can play with those slopes as well. But again, you have to practice to see how it's actually working. To work with those slopes, right? So if you like that content, if you like that kind of chipping I just showed you, just put a thumbs up. I love to have comments underneath that video, and I'm really trying to answer everything. Subscribe this channel if you want to know more about me. Follow me on my Instagram channel. And now I wish you all the best, and of course, have fun practicing.